Before I jump in on this, thank you to everyone who jumped on live tonight with me on the post game instant reaction. Obviously, we are in a heightened emotional state right now, and I am still in a very heightened emotional state as I drop this recording for you. We all saw what happened tonight. We all saw Caitlin Clark pull what seems like she pulled her right groin, or hopefully that's the extent of it and not more than that. But we saw what happened. We saw her go off the court in tears. We saw her put her head against the stanchion of the basket. We saw her clearly very, very upset, distraught, in a bad emotional state because she knows that what happened tonight was not like what happened before. She's dealt with the groin injury. Apparently, yeah, it was the left. I said it was the same as the other one in my live. If it's the right, if the other one was the left and now it's the right, I mean, again, now we're going back to the conversation of the overcompensation when it comes to an injury. Groin injuries are about lateral movement. They always have been. And here, the Indiana Fever decided in its infinite wisdom that it was going to push Caitlin Clark to come back for motherfucking summer camp day. I said it a week ago. I stand on it again. I said it a month ago when they brought her back for the New York Liberty game. I stand on it again. If you don't remember, you can go check out my videos. I showed them tonight again in my live where I talked about you bringing her back too fast. You're putting too much on the most important player on your team. You're putting too much on the player that has the ball in her hands 90% of the time when she's on the floor. And when you're doing that and you have these expectations, and then you wonder why things like her shot not dropping, explosion maybe not being the same, defense not being solid, on the ball specifically, or even remotely solid, and you ask yourself, why is all this happening? Well, it's happening because you have a player who's not healthy. People could say that players play with injuries all the time. They play with bruises, bumps, and bruises. Pulled muscles are not the same as bumps and bruises. They never have been, and they never will be. I can bruise my bicep, or I can pull my bicep. I can bruise my thigh, or I can bruise my quad, or I can pull my quad. I can I don't know how you can bruise your groin. Let's say like get punched in the balls, but or in the groin. But when you pull a muscle, strain a muscle, it's not the same thing as a bruise. I have personal experience with a thigh bruise. I got a thigh bruise when I was playing high school football. That shit hurt. That shit hurt, but in 2 days I was perfectly fine. A pulled quad muscle is not good in 2 days. In no world is a pulled or strained quad muscle good in 2 days. And what we got to see tonight was the continued malpractice of an organization pushing a player to come back too soon. And I said it when I said it, and I'll say it again. You don't know if it'll be the first game back, or the next game after that, or even the next game after that. But it was, in this case, the fourth game. And at the end of the fourth game, no less, you try to do these things with minute restrictions. Well, the problem with minute restrictions is that you constantly have this player going hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. This player is constantly in a position of not being loose. She wasn't on any type of bicycle to keep her muscles loose. I have seen plenty of players. I know someone mentioned in the live tonight that maybe a bike is not good for your groin, but I've seen plenty of players when they dealing with a groin muscle pull or strain, or they are on a bicycle, or you just continue to be stretched and not really sit down, continue to move around because End of the day, what you don't want to have happen is yourself get tighter. You're not hot, you're not warm anymore. You have to warm yourself and so forth. Said they shouldn't have traveled her. They should have kept her ass at home. They should have had her doing therapy. They should have had all these things being done. Instead, they traveled her around like a circus monkey, having her sign autographs for opposing teams, fans in opposing cities. With all respect to all the fans across America, if Caitlin Clark can't play, what the fuck does it matter? If she can't play, what the fuck does it matter to you getting a fucking autograph? Fuck your autograph. You want to see Caitlin Clark play? Hop on a plane, fly your ass to Indiana when she's healthy. You're more likely going to see her play in Indiana than you will ever see her play in your road city. And I feel bad for you if you miss out on the opportunity. But at the end of the day, her health and her availability to her team, her franchise, is far more important than her signing some stupid fucking autograph in Dallas, Texas, or her signing some stupid autograph in Chicago, Illinois, or her signing some stupid autograph in any other city, Atlanta, Georgia. All of that crap doesn't matter because at the end of the day, her best ability is to be available. It's availability. And if she's unavailable to play, the Indiana Fever aren't going to go anywhere. The last two games, we got to watch this team play at a level that we had not seen them play all season. Breakneck, tempo, tempo, tempo. And tonight, we saw the opposite of tempo. We saw walking the ball up the floor. We saw the stamp of Stephanie White as they're walking the ball up the floor. Stop, start, stop, start. I said this in the live. Stop, start. Just, it's herky jerky basketball. You're less likely to have injuries like this when you're just running straight line, man. You're going back and forth. You're pushing pace. You're pushing tempo. When you have to go stop, start the whole damn game, and you're doing this crap from the beginning to the end, it didn't shock me this game was lower scoring than the last two games. It didn't for Indiana. It didn't shock me at all. In fact, I'm not at all surprised that this game was in the 70s and the low eight in the 85 to 77. I'm not surprised. If you actually watch the game, and I had people come on my live, and those Reese greasers, they came on my live, trying to stir up some trouble, but then coming on my live after the fact and posting comments about how, delusional, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? You didn't watch the game. Yes, Caitlin Clark won that game. Yes, Caitlin Clark led them in that game to the win, despite the fact that she couldn't score points early on. She scored the last 9 points prior to, I think it was one free throw to end the game. There was a stretch where she scored 9 straight in the last 5 minutes of the game. So you're goddamn right. She came in with a 73-70 lead, and she put the game on her back, and she put the game away. Her assist to Kelsey Mitchell that made it 84-75. So from that point, it was 75. It was 73-70. She scored the next 9 to make it 82-75. And that was in a span of from the 414 mark to the mark of 117. So in the next 3 minutes, Caitlin Clark was the offense. Despite her bad shooting performance, she was the offense. She closed the game, and she contributed to those 2 points from Kelsey Mitchell, which made it 84-75 when she tweaked or pulled or strained or tore her right groin. We don't know what the prognosis is. You're going to get the lies from Stephanie White about how, well, it could be day-to-day situation. No, it's not. It's not. But yeah, for the Reese Greasers, yeah, this is for you. If you score 9 straight points in a 73-70 game, guess what? You finished the game. You led them to win. She still finished with 14, 8, and 7. And guess what? She was a plus 21 on the floor. And there was only, I think, one player, 2 other players. At one point, she was the only plus in the starting lineup midway through the third quarter. She's plus 21, where the next one is Aaliyah Boston at plus 11. She finishes 14, 8, and 7. But guess what? That plus 21, when she wasn't on the court in those 12 minutes she didn't play, they were minus 13. She won this game for them at the end. They would have lost otherwise. But the way you operate as an offense, the way you operate has an impact. The way you operate as a team has an impact. The fact that Stephanie White is sitting here telling me they haven't practiced. What? She said that shit now twice today. They haven't practiced. Let me get this straight. Now, let me get this straight, Stephanie White. Monday of last week, Caitlin Clark practiced. Tuesday of last week, Caitlin Clark practiced. Yes, you're saying the team, the full team, including Damaris Dantas, who played a huge 10 minutes and gave a huge 3 points. That three she hit, I think, was in the first quarter, if my memory serves me correctly. It's a pump fake. Tina Charles flew by. She shot it, swished it. And that's literally the extent of what Damaris Dantas did today. But they played Wednesday and for summer camp day, and they got blown out of the building on their home floor. So Thursday, they had a day off. Did she practice? Or did you practice? Why didn't you practice? Because Dantas was back on that Friday game. She was back. So did you practice Thursday? You played Friday. Oh, did you practice Saturday? You played Sunday. Oh, what's today? Today's Tuesday. Did you practice Monday? You played today. Oh, did you practice today? You had an 8 o'clock game. Are you telling me that you're in the city of Boston and you couldn't take your happy asses to the gym for 90 minutes to get a workout in, to get a practice in, being that you haven't practiced? We keep saying that WNBA teams don't work hard. This is an example of it. How do you know that this woman is healthy? You don't because you know she's not. That's why you're not practicing. That's why you keep telling us that y'all haven't practiced, because you damn well know that Caitlin Clark is not fully healthy. She shot like garbage since she got back. Why? Because she can't lift. I said it 1,000 times already. It's not an excuse, it's a fact. It's like telling a boxer who has a broken hand, well, keep throwing your fucking right or keep throwing your jab. Well, yeah, it sounds easy. It sounds easy. But yo, motherfucker, that shit hurts. I cover fighting. I got a fighter this past weekend who broke his fucking hand and he kept throwing that motherfucker for 4 rounds. He was in the hospital the next day with a broken hand. How much more damage he might have done to it because he kept throwing that shit. But he said that shit hurt every damn time. It hurt every damn time. A fight that he otherwise probably would have ended up with a knockout in, damn sure didn't happen. Because the power behind it wasn't the same. So while she may be the greatest point guard that we have seen and one of the greatest shooters that we know exist in this league, we also know that if she can't jump, it's a lot harder to shoot a jump shot when you can't jump. She'll hit some, but it won't be at a high percentage. She hit one tonight. Guess what? In the final 5 minutes of that game. 1-3, final 5 minutes of that game. Because she can't get off the ground. The lift ain't there. The lift is not there. How many times does it have to be repeated? I told everybody in New York, too soon. I told you again, it's going to happen again. She's going to get hurt again. Happened again. Happened again. Pull groin. Bring her back again. You bring her back for goals. Too soon. I said, keep her out to the end after the All-Star break. These games don't matter as long as you stay above water. As long as you're treading water and you're in that 500 range, you're good. You're good. Hell, you could have been 10-14. You'd still be good. I'm sorry, 10-12 rather. They play tomorrow, today, 13. And so they go 12-11. They could have been 10-13. They'd still be good. Because you get back Caitlin Clark at 100% fully healthy. There's a major difference in having Caitlin Clark back with, not playing fully healthy, playing with a limp, playing with pain in her groin, playing with pain in her fucking quad. The mismanagement of this franchise by Kelly Crossroff, Amber Cox, and Stephanie White is baffling. And yes, you can put some blame on Cailtin Clark. Absolutely, you can. She is the player. She knows her body. She also is a player and a massive competitor who's not going to say no to playing. She's going to do everything she can to play. That's what real ballers do. So it's while you can blame her and put some responsibility on her, if she feels good, great. But you know what? She might not feel good tomorrow because guess what? They ain't practiced. That's what Stephanie White told us. And we're sitting here right now. They just won, and it feels like the world fell. It feels like the season just ended because her reaction with her right hand on her right groin and her putting her head into the basketball section and her in absolute tears. We've never seen that before. Don't know if that those tears are from the pain or from the emotions of knowing that she's gonna have to go through another rehab again and know that she's gonna miss more games, or that she's gonna now miss the 3-point shooting contest, that she's gonna miss the All-Star game on her home floor. Guess what? That should have been what the team decided for her a week ago when they decided to throw her ass back out there on Wednesday against Golden State on summer camp day. And while they sat there and traveled her around like the country to road games like a circus monkey, yeah, to sign autographs and watched her shoot 3-point shots from half court against her teammates with a fucking pulled groin. What? They watched this. They didn't put her in the fucking press box. I'm sorry, in a suite. No, they let her sit on the sideline, and she's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm sorry, people. I said this shit over and over again. You cannot fuck around with these injuries. You're better off having a broken bone because guess what? When the bone heals, it's healed. Soft tissue injuries are worse than broken bones. If you knew that Cailtin Clark broke her left arm, guess what? Her right arm or whatever, or broke a finger, or even broke her lower leg, she'd probably be out for the year for that. But you know that look, this is the timetable for healing of a broken leg, a broken bone, or whatever. With soft tissue injuries, you can never be too sure, but you have to err on the side of caution as a franchise, knowing that this is my franchise player. This is my franchise. Nah, throw her back out there again. Keep telling people it's day to day. This shit is not day to day. And here now we get the lying sack of human fucking garbage that is Stephanie White in a post-game press conference when all she can do is lie directly to your face. She thinks you're stupid. This coach, I have never seen such a shitty. I thought we saw it all last year, man. I thought we saw it all last year. Listen to this dog shit from Stephanie White in the post-game press conference.
And it looked like Cailtin Clark looked like she got a little hurt towards the end there. Is there any update on her injury?
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin. So we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
She felt a little something in her groin. Yeah. The last time I felt something, I'm not even going to go there. She felt a little something in her groin to the point where she's in tears. To the point where she's in tears. We all saw it, Stephanie. We all saw her in tears. The least you can do for people is have some level of honesty. And therefore, while we may not like you, at least we can respect you being a little bit honest about the situation this time rather than lying like you did last time. Maybe you're being told to lie by your wonderful front office, but guess what? You have the option of lying or not lying, being a phony or being real, being a fucking fugazi fake or being real. And once again, we have the lie. Let's continue to play this.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that. Looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah. If that's the one she was grabbing at, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was. She just literally contradicted. Yeah, it was the right one, but I don't know which one it was. This is your coach. At least her arms aren't folded right now.
sort of a rough shooting night from Aaliyah tonight, but contributions elsewhere on the floor. What can she do when, you know, she's not shooting so well to sort of open up the floor for you guys? What's her, you know, her presence like?
Oh, it's huge for us. I mean, she's the anchor on the defensive end of the floor, and she's a facilitator offensively. I thought really early when she was not getting a lot of touches, and we have to do a better job of getting her touches. You know, she was facilitating, she was making the right play. We weren't making a lot of shots when she did make that play, but just trying to keep her, you know, to have her stay the course and keep her focused on the things that she could control and know that eventually it was gonna open up for her. And I thought she did a really good job of adjusting and staying locked in and, you know, knocking down her free throws when she got those opportunities.
Hey, Coach, if you could just talk about, I don't know if you talked about this in pregame, but, you know, it wasn't, for the past 3 games, you guys have looked like the team that people on the outside have expected you guys to be. If you could just talk about what's the difference in play, or what did you guys do or change, or you just explain that the past 3 games of how you guys have played.
Well, it's the first time we've had a full roster. Really,
Here we
I
go.
mean, we've had all of our rotation players. You know, and I said it pregame, we have not had a full practice with.
We haven't had a full practice. Why not? You were there yesterday, weren't you? Why didn't you practice yesterday? Fucking, what is going on with this woman? Why didn't they have a practice yesterday? They were in fucking Boston yesterday. Why didn't they practice on Saturday?
Our entire roster, but you know, they're having to learn in game. Really,
They got to learn in game how to have a bad offense. Yeah. They got to learn in game how to go this motion trash can offense. Where you take Caitlin Clark off the ball and you throw her into a corner and you just let other people do some stuff. That's what they have to learn. No, what happened in the last 2 games is that Caitlin Clark was just running the ball up and down the floor. Caitlin Clark was getting everybody involved. Caitlin Clark was pushing tempo. Caitlin Clark was pushing pace. And tonight, you went back to motion, motion, motion. Slow, slow, slow. Amazing. You could score 99 points. 99 points against the Atlanta Dream. 102 points against the Dallas Wings. And 85 points against the sorriest dog shit team in the league in the Connecticut Sun. But it's because of Connecticut and because y'all haven't practiced. Fuck out of here.
since training camp, it's the first time we've had our complete roster. So they're having to learn one another in game. We're having to find strengths and weaknesses and, you know, get rhythm and timing. And I thought Connecticut did a really good job of being
I want to remind Stephanie White. I want to remind her. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Damaris Dantas. That's 5 right there. Okay? They were all on the same team last year. Ari McDonald, Sophie Cunningham, Michaela Timpson. Those are the 3 that came off the bench. Okay, I'm sorry. Colson came off the bench today because she decided to play her 3rd string point guard in the 4th quarter. Bree Turner. Who am I missing? Natasha Howard. Okay. So you got 5 players from last year's team. Dantas, Clark knows. Cunningham, she feels comfortable with. Clark has practiced with most of these players. What are you talking about? She's practiced with all these players. Like, what are you talking about?
more disruptive than we've seen the last few games. You know, they got into us, they disrupted our rhythm, timing, and flow. And we had to find different ways to win. And you know,
We had to find different ways to win. Yo, they disrupted all these things. This is once again Stephanie White's deflecting the blame, deflecting the accountability. She's not accountable for what it was her game plan. Once again, her game plan was to slow this shit down. They were slowing this shit down from the beginning of the game. They did score 29 points in the 1st quarter, but they weren't going at a fast pace. Go watch it. If you go watch it, they shot at a high percentage. They weren't running up and down the floor. They weren't getting easy buckets. They weren't getting fast breaks. You pulled Caitlin Clark up there for like 6 minutes. They weren't getting it wasn't easy. Like last game was easy. Pushing pace, pushing tempo. This was a walk up the floor game. And that was your call. You did it. You chose that path. Find a way to win. You want to know when they found the way to win? Is when Caitlin Clark said, give me that shit, I'm winning this fucking game. And that's what she did in the final 4 minutes. She won the game 9-0 to turn 73-70 to 82-75. Heck, at first 80-71. She did that. That's when they finally won the game.
Sometimes you have to win ugly, and we were fortunate to be able to do that.
Hi, excuse me. For those of us like we don't see you, I don't see you on a night-to-night basis. What is your description of kind of the physical battle that Cailtin particularly faces, maybe within tonight's game or just in general as you've gotten used to coaching, or just what you see she's enduring physically?
Are you trying to get me fined again?
Oh, that's fucking hilarious, Stephanie. Your star player just pulled her groin again, and she's probably going to be out for weeks. And this is your response. Are you trying to get me fined again? Get the fuck out of here. No, I want you to be honest. No, I want you to start drawing some damn technical fouls during the game because you're supposed to defend your player. And you sit here closed mouthed and whatever.
I am not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that they're able to play with against her. You know, I knew it as an opponent, and I see it as her coach. And you know, I'm not exactly sure why, but it just is what it is. And we've got to help her learn to adjust and use it against them in certain ways. You know.
We got to help her learn to adjust. No, you have to put in plays that actually help her deal with it. You just said you don't understand why. You were implementing it last year. You had Marina maybe clothesline in her ass. You had Dejanay Carrington fouling the fuck out of her all game long. You have a knowledge of how to do it because you did it last year against her. And now that you're coaching her, for some reason, you have no idea how to use it against them. No, she has to figure it out. No, it's not that I'm going to have Aaliyah Boston or Natasha Howard at half court just stand there to set a big ass screen on whoever's guarding her and have Cailtin run that motherfucker right into that shit to blow that motherfucker up. No. It's Caitlin's job to figure it out. This is the coach of the team saying the player got to figure it out. Not that they can actually implement shit to actually help her. Nah, this is Stephanie White.
We've got to find some ways to make it a little bit easier for her. But the level of physicality overall in our league has been at a different level than it's been for a long time.
Wonder why that is, Stephanie. Because they all hate her fucking guts. They're all so jealous of her. Shit.
I'm sending it to you.
Oh, this is hilarious. This is so funny. She's smiling right now more knowing that her point guard is injured than she smiled literally the last game, 2 games after they won by double, damn near 20 in 2 games.
Kelsey Mitchell's been on fire.
All right, I don't care anybody anymore. This shit. You've heard it here, folks. You've heard this woman. This woman's a fucking crackhead. I can't stomach this shit anymore. It's done. Yo, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, man, because I've had it. I've absolutely had it. Stephanie White is incompetent. She has no business coaching a player like this. She's been blessed with a player like this, and all she can do is find a way to not make it work. She's part of the problem. She's absolutely part of the problem. And this damn team right now has no point guard once again. They're going to be running the ball back with Aaron McDonald and Sidney Colson. Ain't no way Clark is playing tonight against the Liberty. They're going to get smoked more than likely. Maybe they shock us and they who knows anymore with this squad. But I obviously it's not a good look right now for what's going to happen with Clark. Her reaction was one of absolute. I mean, the tears are, to me, tears are tears of fear because you don't know how bad it is. We can hope that an MRI shows that it's not bad, but it didn't look good. We'll see what happens, man. I don't anticipate it being a great situation, but I think that she's out for at least a month. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. This is Stephanie White, the coach extraordinaire who lies left and right. But y'all, again, let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Appreciate all y'all who jumped on board tonight. It's a big crowd, man. It seems like misery loves company, and it was like we all went to a funeral together. But we'll be doing Thursday night Thursday night Thunder this week because Sunday night Heat will not be happening. So it will be Ben and myself on Thursday night at 8 p.m. And we will be rocking the house and having a lengthy one, man. So make sure you jump on board. And again, I'll be here tomorrow night after the game. Let's see what happens. Talk to y'all then. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.